Hello, my very good afternoon, beautiful Lagos City. Welcome again to the Spotlight. My name is Kizuki. We start the show this day from the Formula One, where Max Verstappen has been an incredible, doing so well for the Formula One. Red Bull driver Max Verstappen has chosen the highlight of his incredible season at the RB19, naming 3 races out of 19 as he won that stand out above the rest. Max Verstappen topped the podium in all but 3 Grand Prix in 2023 as he and the Milton Keynes team reached a new level of dominance on their way to their 3rd consecutive driving title and a 2nd consecutive construction crown. Moving on, Verstappen reflected on the season-long ending Abu Dhabi Grand Prix weekend triumph, saying, "I think the comeback race in Miami was great. That was an important one. Winning at home at Zandvoort was a very nice one, and I think winning at Suzuka at the tough weekend we had in Singapore." Max Verstappen was questioned about how difficult it is to stay motivated and eager for more award in the midst of his success and the level of dominance. He said, let me quote him this afternoon, he said, "I love drinking, I love driving," better word, and I think that's the first and foremost. The most important thing is to be here. He said, of course, winning is the best thing in the world of Formula One. Naturally, the incentive is there for me, since I know that I have a good chance of winning most of the races I enter this year, which is fantastic. I love driving, I think, is the first and foremost, coming from Max Verstappen. Now, alongside his 19 race wins, Verstappen ended the year with 21 podium finishes, 12 pole position, 9 fastest laps, and a grand total of 575 points, 290 clean of teammate and nearest rival Sergio Perez. And that's about Max Verstappen, the Dutchman who has brought a whole lot of transition in the game of Formula One, and is a very, very good raceman, and I would reckon him anytime, any day. But away from that story, let's get on this one where in the world of tennis, Australian tennis legend Alyssa Molik has heroically stopped her own press conference to help a young girl who collapsed behind her while the cameras were rolling. Molik was attending the event after being announced as the Adelaide International new tournament director. The former world number 8 was asked questions before she responded to loud toss behind her as a young player believed to be in her teens collapsed. Molik was quick to rush her to aid, rolling onto her side, and also the girl was lying and not moving. She sat with the teenager until paramedics arrived to transfer her to hospital. According to reports, the teenager is recovering in the hospital right now. It was an alarming start of her new job, and the 42-year-old will continue to be very busy in the lead up to the tournament when it starts on January 8th. However, her plans will be to open the world number 1 again with Novak Djokovic featuring along with Nick Kyrgios. Molik believes the tournament will provide her the perfect preparation for the Australian Open, which starts on January 14th. And that's for Molik. That sounds very emotional. You know, when you talk about Molik and how well she's been here before, and right now reaching out to the young lady, just like a teenager would do, was just amazing to see this love from this lady. But away from that, let's talk about the PGA and the LRV Golf. I got this one to say, the charter-surrounded Masters champion Jon Rahm reported move to LRV Golf has gained strength. Every time we talk about the LRV, talk about the PGA Tour, which report did you believe? We know how well the LRV has come to dominate the Saudi-backed circuit. Now, multiple sources close to the matter has told Golf podcast Flushing in the Spaniard and also agreeing the terms to join LRV for the 24th season. Jon Rahm defected is expected to be announced next week. At the time, it was understood Jon Rahm could be swayed. Off if more than $572 million, beg your pardon, is reportedly reflected and also rejected ahead of the Breakaway Tour's inaugural season in 2022. Jon Rahm contract is rumored to run through 2029 with a signing bonus of more of that's $454 million that would be paid over the life of that contract. Looks very big for me to say $454 million. That's actually big. Now, a member of the Tour's Player Advisory Council, Rahm previously pledged his loyalty to PGA Tour. If true, Rahm signing raises questions about whether his defection violates the provision between the two competitions that LRV does not recruit players from the PGA Tour. Rumored of Rahm potential switch identifying which he withdrew from the Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy new TGL venture last month, saying it will require a level of commitment that I can offer. Even with the divide of the golf world, Rahm has maintained a close relationship with several key figures in the LRV, including Sergio Garcia and also Phil Mickelson. It's also been gathered suggested that Jon Rahm was given the option to join Garcia's Fireball's GC team, and Carlos always anticipated a move to talk GC. However, opted to captain his own team, which will own 25% of that. And that's about John Ram. We know where he came from. He came from the PGA Tour, making a switch to the LRV. Everybody want to see, both competition look very dicey. As it stands now, Phil Mickelson, legendary in the game, 15-time major champion, Tiger Woods still remain with the PGA Tour. But for John Ram, Span International, he's been at the world #1 before. Currently, we know about Scotty Scheffler and how he's been. He's the man who wants to put a pen to paper to make sure everything looks very okay for that of the PGA, for the LRV Golf, and also giving the competition again to the PGA Tour. But just what we have to say more, and hopefully I'll give you more all of the updates you need to know. I will personally get to wait to know what comes to play. If John Ram would actually get a put pen to paper, but of course it looks very, very close, like 98% of him signing a new deal with the LRV Golf. I could say that all the time. The LRV Golf is the reason why there's a whole lot of competition, because growing up for every young lad, we know about the PGA Tour, and that's how it's been all the time. But I have to go on a quick break right now. When I return, we take you straight to the world of football and all of the Champions League analysis, the Europa games, and everything that was played across the globe, we'll be talking about. Don't go anywhere. Stay with Voice of the People TV. I am Kizzy K. I'll be back shortly. Hello, welcome back from that quick break. It is time for us to talk about football, to give you all of the analysis of the games played across the globe, and it will be so interesting because I'll be having a whole lot of big names around me. We talk about it to know how it's been all the time. But yet, I could say this now, congratulations to every team that got it right in the Champions League, and if your team have not done it right, I could say I'm so very much sorry. But it's time for us to analyze this one, and the questions remain: who ever saw that coming from the group of death, where we had Newcastle, AC Milan, Paris Saint-Germain, and Borussia Dortmund of the German Bundesliga style, where Edin Terzic has been phenomenal in what he's been doing. The Croatian international has come to say, I would play every game like it's a final, and that's just how Dortmund has been amazing on the show. But quickly, let's get into this now with my friends. I could call brothers, very word of football pundits, to digest all of these on the show quickly this time out. Now, I've got David E alongside Mr. Phil. You guys are very welcome to the show.
Thank you so very much.
Mr. Phil, how you looking today? I'm liking the way you're looking today. So yeah, let's get on to this one now, where we'll talk about Edin Terzic, the Borussia Dortmund, the manager, and how he's been all the time. What can you say, go in and talk about Borussia Dortmund?
Okay.
Did you ever see Dortmund coming out from that very group?
Sincerely and truthfully speaking,
Right.
I would not say I would even want to see them come out of the group.
You don't want to see them come out of the group?
I need to say this because when we talk about football, we always focus on the La Liga side,
right,
and the Premier League, which is the English side, and also the Italian game. But looking at the Bundesliga and the Ligue 1, which is the French side, I myself, and I call them the Farmers League.
Oh, okay.
But Dortmund has come to show that we are going to play and we're going to prove to the world that we are here to stay.
Right.
And I'm looking at the coach of Dortmund, Edin Terzic or whatever his name is. Looking at his profile, he has not been with the top clubs like you will know. But he has come with Dortmund and made us know that I've got a voice, and I think I'll let everybody hear the voice. That is just amazing.
So, did you ever see Dortmund topping in the group?
At all. Come on, we've got Paris Saint-Germain, we've got the Kylian Mbappe.
All of the experience, AC
Milan. AC Milan too, I would never say that. I would never even, because when you look at the boys of Dortmund, we don't have the big names like we used to know in football, like the AC Milan side, the Paris Saint-Germain side. But they've come and have made us know, come on, this game is do or die.
So AC Milan is another very team we will talk about very shortly. But then talking about Borussia Dortmund, I love the manager, Edin Terzic. He's been outstanding, looking at the way he's played the side. Beisbeni, Schotterbeck, Hummels, Mecha wasn't available at this time around. Karim Adeyemi from the bench, Gaten Bino, the 19-year-old player. Way the transformational team. There was no Sebastian Haller, there was a Fulcro who is 30, and they've been amazing. So David, again on this one, tell me about Edin Terzic. What you make about Dortmund?
Okay, truthfully, right? I would honestly have just said, maybe, just maybe,
right,
it's one of those stroke of luck when it comes to football.
Stroke of luck?
Yes, because he just came into the team and he's trying to build the team. And you're talking about a group that has the likes of Luis Enrique as the manager of PSG, Stefano Pioli as the manager of AC Milan, and you're expecting that there won't be fireworks in that group. But interestingly, right, just as I always say, football is like biscuits. You don't know where it's going to crack from. But the Borussia Dortmund has become that biscuit we never saw coming, and truthfully, kudos to the manager and the entire
Okay, so
team.
quickly away from that, that's for Borussia Dortmund. Can we quickly get to say now they are contenders? Can we see them as contenders in Europe now? With the way, regarding the way they played in the group,
That's going to be a tough one. But really, with the way they're playing, I can tell you for free that they really, really can be a contender if they continue like this.
Mr. Phil, you got to laugh. You sound like you don't believe in Dortmund.
You know, he said, David, he said it's a lock for the Dortmund side. You know, and that's what I'm going to hold on to. Just luck. That's what I'm going to say.
Do you think so too?
It's luck. Come on, you don't want to wrestle against other clubs. You don't want to wrestle against Manchester City. You still don't want to wrestle against Real Madrid like that. Come on, you don't do that. With the calibers of players they possess, how many experienced players do they have?
Right.
Are you looking at Jude Bellingham? Come on, it's no longer.
Okay, so I'll take away that from you now. Jude Bellingham, anytime, any day. Everybody knows how well he's been. You talk about Jude Bellingham doing so well right now with the Real Madrid side. That's the man who made a move from Borussia Dortmund. A whole lot of players have come out from that club, top-notch players. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Christian Pulisic, and right now really doing well. I wouldn't be surprised to see that someday Bino Gatins, who is 19, an English player, might believe it. Let's talk about AC Milan. What's the chances of qualifying?
Their chances of qualifying is super slim.
Yeah.
Slim, right?
Yes, because if they couldn't defeat a Borussia Dortmund at home, which in my honest opinion, we were seeing the game together that night,
Right,
and we saw a good game. But how they lost it in the end, exactly. So how they did lost it at the end is the surprising thing. But would they make it out of that group? That would be another strong.
So let's look at the players' performance, Mr. Phil.
Okay.
Samuel Chukwueze was amazing the time. he was just on the ball. It was just on his A game. Samuel Chukwueze, the way he was making every move.
Yeah.
I understand Olivier Giroud did miss the penalty, and that was a bad one.
That's a bad one for
you
them.
know, he didn't really give the hope to the San Siro side.
Yeah.
But Chukwueze, Nigerian international player, going to the AFCON, and his performance so far for Stefano Pioli.
You know, it's a good one for him.
Right.
Truthfully speaking, it's a good one for him. And let's not forget that the season hasn't gone too far. I'm still hoping to see the best from him because he's trying to adapt, coming from the La Liga side to the Italian. The way the Italians play is quite different. In fact, there's a huge gap between that of the La Liga side. So I'm still expecting the best from him. Okay, he's done this. We want to see more. I want to see more. If we're going to talk about Chukwueze, and let's talk about Chukwueze tomorrow. Not just today. Let's talk about him next tomorrow as well.
Yeah.
So let's see the best of him. That's what I'm trying to say.
So the chance of FC Milan qualifying, are you seeing it coming?
Very slim. very.
Okay, very slim. And that one, AC Milan, I mean, every time looks very, very dicey right now. But Paris Saint-Germain got the score line to be 1-1, just a down-minute penalty from Kylian Mbappe, and a whole lot of people have come to say that one is a very controversial one. I don't know what my friends in the studio have got to say about that very one. Kylian Mbappe's down-minute penalty, Eddie Howe said that's totally unacceptable. He don't believe that was a penalty. And for me, I think I would say that over and over again. Quote me, my opinion though, PSG shouldn't have gotten that result.
Sure.
I understand how Newcastle struggled. Alexander Isak being the second player to score a goal for Newcastle after Lanchima did that back against Inter Milan. But looking at the record right now, there was no way Tino Livramento's hand should have been. It was on the right place, not on the usual place.
Yeah.
And if you watch that again, you could see that again over and over again. You would agree that it's just a shambolic display from the VAR. Is that a good result for you?
You know, what I would say is that the Newcastle has come to gain experience.
Oh, in the Champions League.
I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Oh, this season maybe.
You know, if you want to win a game, you're not Jose Mourinho. Like, you can just use one goal and you crown it all up. Okay.
Right.
If you want to, just the Champions League. If you want to play well.
But if you say it's the Champions League, I would want it to straight to the point. I'm talking about the VAR with the Champions League, regardless.
Yeah.
Being in Europe, Eddie Howe, nobody believed he could do this.
True.
But let's say what is bad, right?
What is bad? Is bad.
Okay, was there any way Tino Livramento, watch that again? Was there any way he could have kept his hand off that?
What is bad, but the ball did hit your hand.
He did hit.
So
okay, you tell me. Okay, let me get it.
I'm gonna really fault that because the VAR, like we have been saying over time, has done more harm than good.
Right.
And we're going as far as saying somebody's hand that is even not close to the body.
Right.
Just behind.
Watch the proximity of the move.
Almost same thing happened with the Manchester United Galatasaray game.
Okay.
And it was not given.
Okay, I believe the same thing also happened at Arsenal Lions, you know.
So you see, the inconsistency of VAR is just being a very bad thing for football. Newcastle should have gotten that result. Maybe, just maybe, one of the conspiracy theories that they want to just push Kylian Mbappe into the next stage, that is if they cross the next hurdle.
Do you see that?
Please.
It's not. It's going to be a hard one.
Please, if Newcastle wants it, they should go all in for it.
The question is now, can we now say Newcastle is out of the Champions League? A manager from the British side, Eddie Howe, who everybody felt like he doesn't have what it takes to take the team to the European side. And also for me, I would say they've been amazing, sensational squad, looking at the likes of Bruno Guimaraes, Longstaff, Mikola Almiron, all of those guy players, making sure that Eddie Howe's team's okay. But can I say they're out?
No.
Bottom of the log?
They're not out yet.
What's the chances? How many percent you want to rate about 10?
So their next game, if they can pick a win, most likely, and then...
You can't, you're saying...
I don't know why do we like soccer?
Do you know what? Like you call it competition, right?
That's what football is all about.
You have to add it, right? But
that's what football is all about.
When the destiny of your team doesn't lie in your hands anymore, you have to win and hope for another team to
lose. You don't do that. Come on.
So here's the thing. Champions League night, like you always know, is a magical night.
Okay.
Magic happens in football. And that might just be the night for them.
Okay, I don't know the kind of magic you're looking forward to.
Not your kind of magic, anyway. Because the kind of magic Tottenham has
please. But the truth of the matter is, if you're looking for victory, you should prepare for it. You don't just come today and you're wishing other team lose. You don't do you're just not Manchester United.
So when you talk about the Champions League between Haaland, Kylian Mbappe, they are the recent players right now. You talk about those
and Jude Bellingham as well.
Okay, Jude Bellingham, but Bellingham I could rate him, but I would place Bellingham. I would place Bellingham as a third man.
Okay.
When you talk about Mbappe and Haaland for Ballon d'Or records. So quickly on this spot, guys, if you have to say, who do you see being the first to win the Ballon d'Or?
Haaland, man.
Why?
Haaland is in the better side. He's in the better side. With the better manager, with the better club, with the better teammates.
What about you?
And he has a good record as well.
As it stands, there's a likelihood that Kylian Mbappe is going to leave PSG to Real Madrid. So when that happens, he might have the chance. But right now, it is still Haaland all the way.
But don't forget, if you want to check it in the calendar year in football, you know how it does the season. Like 23, 24, like a season. Yeah. So what if Mbappe makes a move in January to Real Madrid and continues firing like he's doing with PSG? You don't rate PSG, you call them
Farmers League, of course. They're all famous.
So what if he makes that move?
Then if he makes the move, no problem. Let's him do that first before we start judging. But as it stands, with the stats of Haaland, Mbappe can be there this season now. It's way
so
back.
For you, it's a club team.
It's a club team.
What about you? A club team. Yeah. So apart from the club, it would have been a competition.
Aside the club, if there was the Euros, which of course we know France is going to possibly get, they possibly might not even win it, but until then, let's
so the way you talk about football, what's the language you always say about magical biscuits? I like to learn that from you now. You said it's about a club team. Paris Saint-Germain, Luis Enrique, the reason they bought him, got Vitinha, got Dembele, Osman, got a lot of players, Randall Colomani, Rasmus Carlos, Carlos, what's his name again? The Portuguese international, Gonzalo Ramos.
Gonzalo and even Asensio.
They got Asensio as well. They got all these players, and also just to win the Champions League. What if, just like you say, like a biscuit, what if there's a turnaround and they did win the Champions League? This man, does he stand a chance to talk about Kylian Mbappe?
The honest truth again is the fact that right now, even PSG are not playing well.
Not playing well.
They struggled.
If you struggle in the league,
they struggled in the league.
But who's leading the team?
Now, a reflection of what they are having in the league is what they are having in the Champions League.
You do know something?
Do you understand?
Can I say something, please?
Right. Yes.
Pardon. At the same Messi side, Lionel Messi in the World Cup, in the group stage, they did struggle. They did.
No, it's just the first game.
It's just the first game.
Just the first game.
But
they went ahead to win it.
This is part of the game. I am talking about the present form in the league.
Yeah.
PSG is not delivering the goods the way we expected.
I think the question is PSG. Who's the key? Who's the face of PSG?
And we're looking at them struggling.
Who's the face of PSG?
Of course, it's Mbappe.
If they win, if whichever way when they win the if they ever win the Champions League, Mbappe is the face.
Yeah,
of course, but truth, I won't lie about this.
Right.
And I won't beat around the bush. I know PSG can win it.
I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, he said he don't know PSG can win it, but for me, I don't know. Enrique and his team knows everything looks to be at stake. He also knows the job might be on the threat if he don't win it, because I don't think the chairman is ready, Khalifa is ready to win anymore, because they're so hungry to win this. But let's go on talk about the RB Leipzig, 2-0 against the Manchester City, and if I had my way, I would flog the whole of RB Leipzig players. You are leading 2-0, Marco Rose, and with an out squad, Javi Simons got off, and we saw how the game went. And you're playing against the world champion, Man City, of course, you know. And we saw the turnaround from a Pep Guardiola, Alvarez scoring the last goal, Haaland getting the score, Doku making all the round movement everywhere. What would you say about a team like City this time around? Can I be quick to say they would clinch on this again?
No, please don't be quick to say that.
Why?
Don't, because...
No, I mean, looking at the way they play,
of course,
they play like champions. The mentality like, looks very high.
You're saying it right, but I don't want... The part which is wrong in all you've said is seeing them going to keep taking it again.
I mean, I didn't say they're taking it. I didn't say... And you can't say it's wrong. That's a very big side.
No, Real Madrid is also a very big side.
Do you respect City at all?
I love them. I love the way they play.
I was going to go there. Now,
no, you need to respect.
So let's not also forget that they made quite some changes.
Okay.
In the first half of that game.
Right.
And then when it looked like it was going wrong, the one who knows how to tactically get it right had to get it right. He made some changes and boom, we saw the result. This Champions League,
right,
just like you rightly said, it is Man City's to lose.
Okay.
They play good football, they play like champions, and you cannot take it away from them. Now, let's not take it away from the fact that there is Real Madrid who is also doing it right. Carlo Ancelotti is also a fantastic manager. We can't take that away. But Manchester City has the firepower to deliver as it stands presently.
Was it Haaland that was missing out before? Okay, let's talk about Haaland. Breaking records for himself, looking at his age, generation international player, coming to the Premier League and showing class. Now, it needs that some players need to be in a big side just to make sure everything looks okay. Now, he got to our Man City side. Look at his record now, breaking with Van Nistelrooy record, fastest, to score goal in the Champions League and the top-notch record, Haaland.
When you said a player has to be in a big size,
yeah, of course.
It depends,
I mean, it gives him the edge.
It depends on the big size. Anyway.
So, okay, give me what you talk about. What kind of big size?
I was going there, honestly. I mean, you saw...
I can't call the Man United the big side as it stands now.
You can never.
In the recent football, you need to compete in Europe for it to be a big side. No disrespect.
He knows that.
That's some stray bullets coming.
No disrespect.
He knows that. But truthfully, Haaland has come to the Premier League to tell us that I know what I do, and I can do very well. And Pep did a very good job bringing him into the side.
He's a niner.
Yeah,
he's a niner.
You could rate him as one of the niners.
like we used to say. Okay, so he did a very good job, and he has built a squad. He built them, and he's enjoying it. Bringing someone to come join it when it's already arranged. You arrange something, just want to add something.
So it's not like an already made team.
Yeah, plug and play.
Yeah, you just thank you very much. I like that word, plug and play. So you plug this, I plug this, and
I mean, he lost what's his name to Barcelona. Jeremy Doku is there,
it's
a plug and play.
There's something you said about RB Leipzig.
Yeah.
I believe they messed up.
Yeah, true. Of course.
It shouldn't.
It's only up.
Pardon, it shouldn't be the players. I won't put that on the players. I put that on the manager.
Okay.
Okay, I put that on the manager. You see that you're playing a very tough side, and you were so lucky to get 2 goals.
I mean, he said when he got to the locker room and he said to the players, they've made a mistake. Well, you can't sleep. You can't do that.
That's it.
I mean, in Europe, you're saying you don't want to do that. They gave the City side.
Pardon. 2 things he would have done. Number 1 is that he continues firing, not relenting.
Or go defensive fully.
Oh, blessed my man. You say, mommy, you don't have well. That's the 2 things you do. And when you realize that you're not, you don't have the capacity to push forward, to hold the ball, you switch.
True.
You switch immediately. Because you feel that you want that victory. Then if Manchester is going to try all they want to try, and probably they get a ball back to your own net, probably 2 goals, so you call it a draw. The least, you pick a point. But as I am, as right now, I can't say anything against the players. I believe.
Okay, so he can't say anything against the player. But quickly, let's get on this one. We are still on the fate of talking about the Uefa Champions League games played across the globe, and we are on the Tuesday talk. So we are moving gradually right now to the Wednesday where. I don't know. I don't know. But if I go on to the Onana story, I've got David E right here. He's a United fan. It doesn't sound cool to not talk about this. But quickly on this one now, Spanish clubs in the Champions League are being amazing. Looking at the way they are, like 4 of them topping the group, and that makes them do we see this trophy this time around leaving England and going to Spain? Wait, we also say they are doing so well. Arsenal, amazing team. Real Madrid, Barcelona also did not struggle a little bit like that. But then I know Atletico Madrid also. Looking at, 4 of them, like 4 clubs in Spanish La Liga side, top the log, and in the Champions League, not a La Liga team. In Europe,
in
which
Europe.
club did not do.
So
let's talk about this. Do we see this trophy going back to, going to Spain?
It's been there before.
It's been there before.
It's still going back because when you look at the best team or the best club so far in the Champions League, you can't call Manchester United, and you as well can't even say anything about Manchester City. we look straight. We look straight at Real Madrid. Okay, and come to think of it, the Spanish side they're doing quite well for us. You know, there's another club side in the Spanish side I really love. That's the Diego Simeone side. Atletico de Madrid. You know, I like the way they do their things. You know, I like the way they arrange, and sometimes he can get so feisty, he can get so energetic with his boys, and it works for them.
Right.
But looking at this now, I just want to. You said something about Arsenal. Let me just jump to Arsenal a bit.
Okay.
You know, I don't believe Arsenal can keep this going. Permit me to say this.
I'm going to let you stop on that. We'll always talk about Arsenal very soon. Well, quickly, let's talk about Andre Onana, the Cameroon international, a player who is well known in Europe. Everybody knows his name. I also sang his praise for last season. He was involved in the Champions League final. Yeah. He's a finalist and also lost to Manchester City. I would not forget the goal in Ngahari. That goal from Rodrigo. Call him Rodrigo. You wouldn't be wrong to say that. But right now, Andre Onana is having a doubt in his mind and not knowing what to do. If he should be joining the Cameroonian squad. Talk about the Nations Cup coming up in Ivory Coast next year. We already did December 1st today. And Onana, what's changed over Onana? Not long with Sanga's praise. You know, clean sheet, doing well in the Premier League for now, but in Europe, like a basket.
Okay, please, before I say anything,
you don't need to beg for it.
I would like Mr. David E to say something, because Onana is his boy, and we're talking about Manchester United.
Okay, let's get on you now. You be the Man United fan, Andre Onana. That's the man on the screen there.
You know what? I'm actually laughing.
Right.
Undoubtedly, Manchester United is Mr. Phil's nightmare. So every other time he goes back and forth about Manchester United. Anyways, for Andre Onana, again, let's start from the beginning. Eric Ten Hag took away David De Gea that didn't do badly last season. And then you are bringing in a guy who is just new to the league and consistently playing him to prove a point. What point are you proving? I predicted, and I'm saying it again, Andre Onana is going to concede 70 goals this season. So he's currently 34.
You're doing the calculation now.
He's currently 34.
More to come.
Right. He has about 36 to go. I really don't know why Eric Ten Hag consistently keep giving this guy the space. Good part. Maybe he's going to go to the Nations Cup. Maybe that would help.
What do you want as a United fan? You being a United fan, you don't sound like you don't sound like you're cool with the signing. But I think you've loved Onana before now. So what is
I have never.
Okay, is he a wrong signing?
He's
a man who was in the final with Inter Milan. You said you've never loved Onana.
So here's the thing. I do not celebrate mediocrity when it comes to the professional game.
Okay.
Aside the fact that I am a fan.
You can't tell me you don't rate the man who was in the final last season. Here's the truth. The fact that he was in the final, there are some of the goalkeepers that got to the final and we don't hear their stories again. So tell me, wrong signing for United?
No.
Say to me, the wrong signing.
I am only saying that Manchester United shouldn't have allowed De Gea leave. That would have been a better replacement.
You're not answering the question, man.
You're not telling me what I want to hear.
He is an average player.
I don't want to know if he's an average player.
So whether he's
is Andre Onana a wrong signing for United?
For Manchester United,
you say it from the point of view of the football pundit.
For Manchester United, right now he is.
No, but right now. Why you say right now? You get me confused. Right now. Okay.
I just answered you. I just answered you, right? Because I know very well that every other goalkeeper could do better. Now, he plays from the back.
Okay.
Fantastic. He does that well. But the major primary assignment of a goalkeeper, he's losing it. Two trophies have been lost.
When you say right now, it means you've rated him before now?
Yeah, of course.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
I mean, the right now contradicts you what you say.
So when you say rating, right now, when we say rating, I personally would say he's an average goalkeeper.
The question again I asked, is he a wrong signer for United?
Personally,
he's a wrong signer. Yes. Okay. His opinion.
All right, thank you very much. I know he would definitely have something to say about
him.
Right,
okay.
But I'm so sorry to disappoint you, Mr. David.
It's my club.
Thank you very much. Your sayings does not count, all right? The first thing is what a manager wants for his club. And what Eric Ten Hag wanted.
I feel like he believes in him so much.
So much, man.
So much.
So he brought it in. True. He wants to play from the back. Who can deliver this to me? Andre Onana.
He brought in someone he knows before.
He believes he can work with him.
Exactly.
So, all right, now let me just switch a bit. I'm coming back. Okay. I beg your pardon. If you look at Arsenal, they got Aaron Ramsdale in the goalpost. Okay, and Ramsdale, I beg your pardon. And something happened. He felt that he can't work with me. He can't deliver the way I want. That's Mikel Arteta now. He brought in Rufai. I don't know if I'm making little sense. And Raya is doing well. And we all know that. We can testify to that. Okay, now, but Every Ten Hag knows what he wants. Now the problem is has it been paying out for him or paying out for him? But we have not been seeing it.
Okay.
We look at Harry Maguire as well.
There was the problem or the facts, because the fact is not paying well. It's not going well.
It's not good at the moment.
That guy has gotten. Sorry to cut you. I'm so very sorry. That guy, Onana, has gotten double figures of what the guy got last season. Okay. Also, it means he's getting it wrong.
Thank you very much. But when David De Gea came to the one,
he never got this bad.
He never got this bad.
Yes.
Okay, but he got bad.
He never got this bad.
But he got bad.
Okay, so let's go off that interview. Very talk about Andre Onana. I know how it feels. Onana's story for me looks very long, like that of Lagos State Milan. I love to say that again. But quickly, let's talk about his move now.
Okay.
Let's be Africans. Let's not sound biased, you know. Okay. Let's be emotional on this. I know you might not want to put emotions to this, but let's get on this now. He's going through a lot.
Yeah, of course.
The club side is where you make more money. I mean, every Thursday you go home with money.
You go home.
You can't compare with the national team.
At all.
Now, Andre Onana in his head will be thinking, what do I do next? How do I repay the fans? Not long we've been saying how good he's been doing. And he just I think this one against Galatasaray opened up everything. I could say like a basket. Hakim Ziyech playing. I called you. I recall. And I said, how can Hakim Ziyech is not a finished player at the time? No disrespect. Get to score on intervals or a free kick, and Andre did not even see that. So now the question is about Andre Onana. The Nations Cup is closed. What would be your advice if you happen to be his agent? I know you don't want to be his agent. Nah. What would you say to Andre Onana? Would you advise he leaves because he have resigned before?
Yeah.
And he came back again to the national side. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does that again. So would you say Andre Onana will be losing it out entirely if he makes the move? There's a buy-in there who wants to get the start.
Again, when it comes to Manchester United, Ten Hag loves the young man.
Okay, true. Everybody knows that.
And I commend him because, truthfully, right, at this point, Andre Onana needs all of the mental pep talk that he has to get.
Yeah, true.
And if not going to the Nations Cup is going to help him also do better, then fantastic. He has to stay. I mean, Cameroon...
Will the country understand?
Well,
I mean, it's a personality right now. You need to be logical about this.
Yeah, but again... It's about him now. I think right now in his head, how do I manage this? How do I do this? There was once upon a time an interview that I told you about, Mikel talking to Rio Ferdinand and the likes, and he was talking about when he left for Nations Cup and how he was ousted from the Chelsea team. Okay. These things happen. Now, if he leaves, does that mean this other next goalkeeper is going to take
if he leaves, I don't know. United talk looks very long, but you know, Man United talk at this point, their fate looks very slim. I doubt they can make it from the group. What they need to do is then, you win your next game against Bayern Munich, who, you know, Thomas Tuchel is on a very high record and saying we don't want to spoil our unbeaten run. And then you hope that, you know, Copenhagen is just something else. Let's talk about Arsenal right now. Arsenal on top of the log. How would you rate Arsenal in the Champions League? First time, I did say that again, where Arsenal are the first English side to have different players scoring 5 goals in the first half, and also the first side to score 5 goals in the Champions League. Well, different players coming out goals. British side, not players, different players with Arsenal. Saka, the man on the screen, has got 7 goals contribution. Looking at Arsenal, what's the rate about Arsenal in Europe? First season after a long time.
You know, I would have loved to say some proverbs, but I will leave it till later when I have.
You don't. Arsenal.
Honestly, Arsenal is playing good football, and they are delivering the goods presently.
Right.
But consistency is the name of the game.
Let's talk about it when it's happening. Your vision looks high.
Right now,
consistency in Europe is okay.
It sure did happen last season in the league.
That's the league.
Of course, it did happen. Even in the Europa,
even in Europa, they did well.
It's one Arsenal scores
so consistency is the name of the game. If they can be consistent enough with the way they're playing presently, most likely they might be getting something very, very beautiful in Europe.
You know, I don't want to say anything against them. I don't want to sound biased, but the truth of the matter is we are going to the second round now.
Yeah.
There's another phase in the Uefa Champions League. My prayer and my wish is for them to still be in this form and continue this way.
Yeah.
But what if they go the other way? What will happen? What if they go the other way?
All right, the game of football, sometimes a beautiful game, actually, a game of passion for Arsenal, and everybody knows, like you heard Mr. Phil say that again, what if, you keep saying what if all the time, and that's all about Arsenal. I mean, that's just what Arsenal have done over time to people. Nobody believes in Arsenal anymore like that. A friend told me, no matter how far they get, I would still not keep the Arsenal
of
side.
Course,
because the consistency, like you said, is key.
Because you're playing against a Farmers League side. And you let all the goals.
I'm going to let you hold on that now. Just about Real Madrid right now. Spanish La Liga Santander side and the Champions League. Ancelotti has been doing great with the likes of players been out. I understand. There's a Jude Bellingham. Most of the presence is amazing. Looking at Brahim Diaz right now, there's an injury problem on that very one. Uselo have not really struggled to score goals, but Rodrigo has been carrying the team. Vini's out with injury. The Tchouameni is out right now. Camavinga is already out. But Toni Kroos, Modric is out. But with all of these injuries, and they're really doing well, I think it was the World Cup for this man.
Ancelotti is a phenomenal manager. One manager that you just cannot look past. I remember once upon a time on air we had kind of this discussion
on the radio,
and on the radio,
right.
And if he was saying he's an.
We're still holding on that.
How do you do that? Say Ancelotti is an outdated manager. Come on, and he proved him wrong. Right. He won the Champions League that same season.
No, he didn't. Right? He didn't win the Champions League.
That was that.
He didn't win the Champions League. This was Manchester that won. That was
the season we're talking about. Not this present one.
No. The previous season, Manchester City won the Champions League. That was when we got talking about this.
Right.
Again, Ancelotti is doing something amazing. Even with all the injury worries, he is really.
Okay, so we should talk about Jude Bellingham's presence so far with the club's but earlier today, according to reports, Jude Bellingham walked out of the training pitch while the training was ongoing. As I talk to you now, no report has been confirmed if the British or England international player is out with an injury. But of course, if he does go off, that will be a very big blow again because Brahim Diaz also has got a knock as well. So that throw will be very hard to fill in. But just like the manager will do, let's talk about this man on the screen, his presence so far with the club side. Looking at this record, coming to a new league, now the celebration. You see, David, you do that all the time.
You see the truth, I said this, you're bringing, it's not just raw. He has gone to learn about the game. He knows about the game. He has a good...
He's in the right club.
Man, like I said, it's not just in the right club, it's the best club. I'm telling you, man, like I said earlier, if Real Madrid comes calling, I want you to reject the call.
Take a call. What about
What
about his goal celebration?
Come on, his goal celebration on top of the
case on the street emulating Bellingham.
That is it, because they know that he is the next generation. He's the next generation.
So, but the way he didn't move to the Premier League side, Newcastle called Arsenal,
Liverpool
were the closest, and he turned down this and said to Real Madrid, "I need to come here." He feel like there's a space. There's a space. You need to rate Ancelotti all the time. I keep saying it. Jude Bellingham, we know, is a very central midfielder. Yeah. But under Real Madrid, under Carlo Ancelotti, he's been playing that role. That's the role. That's like an attacking role.
Yeah. He goes into the box.
Getting goals. He now wants to get goals. Yeah. And I said it all the time on radio, where football has changed.
Of course.
Where you need to keep scoring goals to be out there.
Yeah.
And now we can now start rating him more because he doesn't just play the passes alone. He scores goals and he's always found at the opposition box.
At the right time.
Yeah, at the right time.
He's got the pass. He's got the positioning. He's got the mindset. He's got the emotions.
I'm loving the word mindset.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, he's got everything, because the goal is scored against Napoli. I think the second goal, if I'm not mistaken, that Alaba, Alaba made the cross, sweet goal. That's a Ronaldo classic goal. I'm telling you this anytime I know he has a Ronaldo classic goal, and everything was just so on point. So that's what we are expecting from Jude Bellingham, because we've got to see the way he plays, and now everybody wants him to score in every game. There's no time.
But on that part, let me quickly get on that part where you say everybody wants to score goals. I think also I anticipate. I also wait to see him score goals, but is that a pressure? Any pressure from the club side?
No.
It's not.
He's not feeling. He's also feeling bad. He does not score goals.
The good part is he's not a striker, so pressure is not going to come.
The truth of the matter is that I love it when a player feels that if I don't put a goal in the back of the net, I'm not going to be happy, or my club side won't win. I don't know if you get me. That's a Ronaldo mentality. I just want to prove that I'm good and I'm better, and he's doing it quite all right, and it has been working for him. He's always there at the right time. That makes you want to know the space and feel the space, right? If probably in the opposition box there's a space for a player to feel, you know it, and you're just there at the right time, and the ball comes and you put it in the back of the net.
All right. So like Mr. Phil rather say, let me get this once again on the show. You always like to say that when Real Madrid come calling, you don't want to say to that. Just pick the phone, and that's just what it's been about Real Madrid. And Carlo Ancelotti, I would say, is doing immensely so well. I could say that over and over again, how he's been turning the team around with the Nacho, likes of defensive player, Tony Rudiger, Nacho Fernandez, David Alaba, and just Ferran Torres, Ferland Mendy as well. not Ferran Torres, I beg your pardon. I'm talking about Ferran, that other guy. Plays the left full back. All of these guys have been great to watch over. But let's take it back to a team I respect so well. Simon Inzaghi is the manager. Federico Di Marco is the man with Damian. I love to call the names of those guys. Dumfries, Cuadrado joining the team. Arnautovic in the bench. You know, Thuram, bearing right there with Lautaro Martinez. I'm liking the name Nicolo Barella. You know, a wonderful team they've got there. Jan Sommer on the post doing so well. Inter Milan finalists, and this time around are doing so well in the Champions League. Looking at where they are right now, are we going to see a replication of that team again, of Inter Milan, you know, getting out there?
You know, initially when you said the 4 Spanish team are doing well,
true.
The first name that came to my head was Inter Milan.
But they are not top now. It can't come to your head. They are not top.
No.
They're just like a second, but they are going to qualify.
They are actually doing all they can at this time to really play well.
Right.
And the names you've rolled out is you don't look past them when it comes to world football.
Right, true.
Right. So as it stands, Inter Milan might just give you that shocker when it comes to the Champions League this season.
I think one thing about football, I also say that when you want to rate the manager, you should rate the manager that knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Simon Inzaghi, there's something he's doing I'm liking about the team. Hakan Çalhanoğlu has been playing a different role. Nicolo Barella has been the man to make every transitional run. Lautaro Martinez, the skipper, he's not also happy he didn't win the Scudetto, the top scorer last season, but Osimhen took it. And right now, he's now doing so well. Now, a 2-round, they know what they want for themselves. You let Lukaku go, leaving to Roma, you replace quickly. Ajako left to Turkey, you replace as well.
Yeah.
You know, looking at the way the team, Acerbi, you let Acerbi is there, they let Skriniar left for PSG,
true.
and Acerbi is right now pairing, Bastoni is injured. Now the team, it's about the manager using these guys and making sure the team is okay. I would not be surprised to see Inter Milan win the Scudetto this time around.
Inter Milan winning the Scudetto.
I would not be surprised.
Of course, we will not be surprised, but I'm not saying that happening.
You're not saying that happening?
Pardon, I'm not saying that happening. It's gonna be a tough one because I'm looking at AC Milan. I'm telling you.
But Inter Milan looks very okay on the
law.
law.
Of course,
AC Milan are just being inconsistent.
Yeah, they got the other time they got the 1-1 with Juventus. But let's talk about it. Let's not talk about the Serie A right now. It's a different ball game. It's just a talk. It's a show right here on Voice of the People TV, and I've been having a chit chat. My name is Kizike. Having this wonderful chit chat with my football pundits right here, keeping it cool. David E alongside Mr. Phil, all in one, making sure the show is looking very, very worthwhile. Now let's get on this now, wrapping up. Bayern Munich, Thomas Tuchel. Do they have what it takes to win the Champions League? For me, he's a yes. Can a Bayern Munich win the Champions League?
Okay, sincerely, seriously, they have everything.
Before you say something again, am I quick to remind you, there is a man who made a move from your club, who you respect so well.
Thank you.
And looking at the way he has come to the team without even bending, Harry Kane, my friend always said that all the time, Harry would not take it easy to Kane you when you give him the space. So Thomas Tuchel, can I strongly hit my chest and say a Bayern Munich side would win the Champions League this season?
Yeah, they've got everything it takes,
right.
You know, but we can't start saying it because football, like David Ivadi used to say, and he says it every time, football's like a biscuit.
See,
you know?
I believe that.
Okay.
But sometimes I want to go for it.
You want to go? Okay.
You can't say there's a team to compete. There's a team to compete.
Yeah, it's a team to compete. You know.
I mean, from the top, from the back, everywhere that
last season they competed against Manchester City and they got charged. We saw that.
But how far did they go?
They struggled against Manchester United.
They did struggle. How far did they go?
They tried.
They tried.
They didn't go far. They tried.
The group stage was a nice record. They had to let the other man go.
Thomas Tuchel wasn't the coach of the group stage, right? So they didn't get to the finals. The club that tried, I would say, is Inter Milan. They got to the finals. So I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So the thing is that they have the players.
So say that to my face over again. They are not threat.
No, they are not.
They're not threat to Manchester City and Real Madrid. They're threat to other clubs.
Okay, before we.
They're not even threat to Inter Milan.
Okay, they're just saying, not my opinion. They are saying they are not threat. For me, they are a big threat. That's Bayern Munich. I fear the team. I fear them, the traditional team, and I know how they can be when they want to haunt you. Kimmich, Goretzka, Coleman, Leroy Sané, Harry Kane. It doesn't feel like I'm calling them the names. They are top-notch team, and you should be wary of this team. But let's talk about Harry Kane. Wrapping up the show. Harry Kane's moving. We talk about Bellingham moving to Spain.
Yeah.
Finding is very easy. Harry Kane also is not struggling.
No, that's to say it. He's not struggling. Harry Kane is a fantastic player. Yeah. He's got everything.
Without any other club, if you had gone to Spain, would he struggle?
Yeah, he will never struggle. If he had gone to Real Madrid, come on, it's the best of it.
Harry is
fantastic.
Harry is a fantastic goal poacher. A beautiful move to Bayern Munich for the first time in the history of Harry. He most likely will lift his hand up with a trophy.
Right.
Thank God he left Tottenham Hotspur.
So you're saying he's going to win.
He got Tiger Cup at the beginning of the season. Please, man, please.
Did you just say
talk about Tottenham? You don't feel like it's...
You don't just want to hit me like that. I've got trophies in my cabinet.
Let's go Tottenham. Tell me more about Harry Kane.
Anyways, Harry Kane, yes, like we've said, he's a fantastic goal puncher. His move to any league, he would definitely get the goals, and he's getting it right now, and it's really, really doing well for him. Hopefully, they would win the league, but the Champions League, nah, it's a far too long call.
Okay, so wrapping up the show this time out again. This is Voice of the People TV, like I made you understand. We want to end the show now, but we should talk about Napoli, the Petulant by winning the Scudetto the last time. Victor Osimhen has returned back to the team, and Gaisa Zambo scoring a goal, to Real Madrid at that side, but they lost the game 4-2. They've got Petro Zielinski, they've got nice squad, Dame, they've got Gaisa, they've got Politano. The manager is also good. There's a new manager now, regardless of Massari. He has been here before, and Massari is doing well now. But let's talk about Napoli. You don't want to talk about Napoli without talking about Osimhen.
Of course, yeah, of course.
So the time Osimhen was out for Napoli was Osimhen missed. Because I say again, Giacomo Raspadori was scoring the goals.
Yeah.
But Osimhen has returned back, trying to find his feet again with a club. And a whole lot of people have come to say Osimhen needs to leave in January.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yes, I want him to leave at this point.
Why you sound emotional? Is it what it is? Should he leave? Would it be the right one to leave this season in January?
Yeah.
Or you wait for the end of the season?
He should leave January.
And if you're saying he should leave in January, what club is he going to join?
And that's a big question.
So let's talk about it.
That's a big question because I don't want him to go to Manchester United.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's not.
Yeah, probably he goes to Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea will be good for him.
That Chelsea's not in Europe. Osimhen will want to play European football.
At this point, Napoli can't achieve anything in the European
So
League.
you advise Osimhen to leave to Chelsea.
Manchester United are inconsistent.
And if I put you on the radio, you're going to say that again?
Of course, I'm going to say
That
that.
sounds funny.
But honestly, I bet to differ from what he has said
Okay.
because Osimhen, like we all know, number 8 best player in the world from the last record.
Number 8.
A fantastic
Mr.
player.
Phil, when you say number 8, it's okay for that.
Yes.
You said number 8.
It's not big.
What happens to number 1, number 2, number 3?
Are you whiskey?
Well, let's say this. The only African man.
Really?
Top 10.
You don't want to do that anyway.
There was a George Weah that won it.
Yeah, George Weah won
So
in 1995.
if you want to prove it, prove 1 to 3 to 5.
Now,
Really?
Not 8. How can you be
The entire Tottenham Hotspur team cannot produce 1 to 20.
How can you be in the classroom?
How about that?
How can you be in the classroom and you pick
The entire Tottenham Hotspur team cannot produce 1 to 20 players.
Did you produce 1 to 20?
Come on, check the records. You'll be
20?
shocked. Anyways, let's put it this way. For me, I think Osimhen should leave at the end of the season to a club that is going to Europe.
What club is going to Europe?
Because
what club would you advise? What club do you see?
there is a Real Madrid.
Okay.
There is Arsenal, who I believe they will make the top 4, like it or not. Not a Chelsea. Again, if Chelsea makes it to Europe, fantastic.
How about Manchester United?
Manchester United already has Rasmus Højlund.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay, let's see what will happen.
You don't do that.
Okay, so we need to go now. Time is up.
Okay.
We need to really go now. So, Mr. Phil, let me get you on this now. You advise Osimhen to leave?
To leave, yeah, please. I beg
Chelsea?
you leave. Yeah, if Chelsea comes calling, you go.
Chelsea come calling. Chelsea come calling. Okay, what about you?
Chelsea would have been a good one, but they are not in Europe.
I also want to buy into what David just rather said. Chelsea would have been a good one if they were in Europe.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a vacuum. You could feel in the Jack saying and Broha just talk. But we need to go now. It's been really amazing on the show with you right here on Voice of People TV and the Spotlight Show. And I've had the video and also Mr. Phil on what they make about the Champions League games played. We've looked into it, and they are still feeling. No side we can say now would be winning the Champions League. Well, for me, I would say that over and again, a Manchester City side, not a City fan, but then looks to be a very, very team that you should be wary of. And if care is not taken, maybe, just maybe, it's just my clinch this time around. But we need to go, guys. I thank you so much for coming around on the show. I really do appreciate you guys. And I hope you will be coming around again to make a worldwide moment. Mr. Phil, can we get your last word on the show?
All right, thank you, Lagos City.
I'll possibly remember Tottenham must play the club. Let's go. Okay.
All right, thank you, Lagos City. It's nice to be here. All right, thank you, David E. And thank you, Kizaki. And thank you, Voice of the People TV. God bless you.
All right. Thank you so much. So, David, let's get you on this.
Well, it's been an amazing ride, and I did enjoy myself.
Right.
And like I always say, don't forget to pray for Nigeria. There is no great nation like ours God bless you.
All right, thank you so much. It is the voice of David and Mr. Phil you had on the show. Subsequent time, I would have to bring them back on the spotlight, so we have to talk time again to analyze all of those things you had to say. Well, then, breaking news coming. Everton have appealed, just appealed today, sound more official, on about a 10-point deduction, and really from 14th to 19th, and Sean Dyche knows everything looks to be at stake. Well, hopefully the appeal would work their way. I feel so bad, not from Messi side, but then what is bad is bad. But it's on this note, the show comes to an end officially. I still remain your host. My name is Kizike. Don't go anywhere, like I love to say all the time. More interesting programs will be coming your way, but then don't forget, there is nothing wrong in starting small, but there's everything wrong when you settle for less. All you need to do is keep doing, dreaming big, work hard to make it a reality. Thank you so much for joining us on the Spotlight. It comes your way again some other time. Better off. Peace out.